Happy market day. It is Sunday. It is the 22nd. I am on my way. I am late, as usual. I will be late to my own funeral one day. I didn't oversleep. It's just I was getting last minute things together and the dogs had to be let out. So while I thought I was managing my time, I just slipped off. So it is what it is. I am on my way. My check-in time was 7:15. I don't think I'm going to be there until like 7:30, which I hope is not going to be, a problem. But because the craft fair actually doesn't start, the craft fair itself doesn't actually start until 9. The pancake breakfast starts at 8. So yeah, Michael is supposed to come and give me a hand, but he literally just walked in the door as I was leaving. He just got home from work, and I didn't feel being mean enough to tell him he's got to come. It would have been nice, but I'm not gonna force him to come help me, and drive a half hour each way when he just worked, oh God, a 13-hour shift. So yeah, I'm on my own. That's all right. I'll figure things out. I'm gonna try to take it nice and slow, and we'll see where we go from there. So I am here at the show, and I am pretty much almost set up. I'm almost done. I'm just finishing tagging some of my my items. I can't put everything out that I brought because I don't have enough room. I have a small space. So I'm doing the best that I can. I'm gonna finish tagging. The show has officially started as of 10 minutes ago. I just finished my pancakes, and yeah, so let's see how the day goes and hope for the best. I'll see you in a little bit. So it's a little bit past the midday check-in. It's 12 o'clock and I've made 2 sales. I did my big octo and a fidget snake, which I ended up giving away for free because the girl let me use her battery pack because my phone was getting short on battery, and then I ended up finding my plug. So basically I gave away a fidget snake. And then just now a little boy came by. He bought 3 of the mini octos, and right before that his mom came by and was giving away some of the juices that she makes and sells from home. So I ended up giving him a little garden snake, which was only $5. So 2 sales. I think I'm at $45 right now. I have made my booth fee back, which is fine. It was $35. I'm only up $10, which is not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. It got me out of the house today. And we have 2 more hours left, which I'm not seeing much hope for, but you never know. So I will give you an update at the end when we're ready to leave, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so believe it or not, my phone's gotta stop shaking. I don't know if you guys can see the shaking, but whatever. It is many hours later. I just went back and I looked at my footage, and My setup footage was not great. I couldn't set up the way I wanted to. One, because one of two things I forgot to take to the market today was my banner for my table, but I also forgot my tripod, which it's fine. It was my first show of the year. I'm still a little disorganized with setting up my shows, and my spot was really small anyway. I would have had the perfect opportunity because the people who were to the left of me never showed up, and it was just an empty spot. So I ended up being on the corner anyway. I forgot to request the corner. I prefer to have a corner spot because I just get so claustrophobic when I'm in between people. So hopefully going forward, I'll remember to request a corner lot, especially when I'm inside. When I'm outside, it's not that bad. I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, that's what happened. So there's a little bit of a setup, like maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out in editing. But let me tell you about the day. It was not bad. It was not what I expected. Again, it's my first show of the year, so I was expecting it to be a little slow. The problem was two things. One, it's a small venue. It was, I think this was a church, like, basketball court, indoor court. And she did good advertising. She had a beautiful poster. And this was I think they said this was our second year doing this. And she already said she's doing this next year. For, I guess she's hoping for a better turnout. The one thing I think they really had going against them was another town was doing their Special Olympics vendor craft fair today, which I had tried to get into in the past, but it's a very selected jury kind of selection that takes place. So I mean, even one other lady that was there as a vendor today said that she had tried to get into this one particular market, and they just did not select her, which is, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So that being said, I made several sales, and I'm going to go through everything. And if I have a picture or a video, I'll show you up here what it is. I don't have pictures or videos of everything I sold. Some things I had crocheted before I started making videos again, and were just left someplace. So that being said, I had a good day. Could have been better. And again, it's only the first market of the year, so it is what it is. So I'm just going to go down my list in the order I have it here. This is not what I sold in order. This is not the order of what my things sold. This is just my list I have right in front of me that I made notes on. So first thing I sold was my fidget snake. I don't think I have video or picture of it, but if I've ever shown it to you, it's the pattern where I take the snake head of my extra long snakes. I just take the snake head and then I add a fidget, a curly Q fidget to the end of it. And I think I only had two, and I sold one. Technically, I didn't sell it though. Let me tell you why. My very first sale was my jumbo primary dot octo, which you'll see here, because I do know I have a video of that. So I sold him, and this girl was going to buy the fidget snake for her friend, which was only $5. But in the meantime, she's asking if I took cards, which I do through Square. So I was having trouble getting into my Square app for I don't know what reason. I said out of the blue, I said, I hope my phone doesn't die before I'm able to get on and, take your order. She said, well, do you want to use my charger? I said, I don't want to put you out. I said, I think I'll be okay. She goes, well, we'll be here for a while. I don't mind. So I said, you know what? Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I took it. And I said, just for that, I'll let you take the fidget snake for free. So basically, I gave her a fidget snake. Originally, my fidget snakes are $5. So I gave her the fidget snake for free. So got rid of fidget snake. It was for free. That being said. Next up was my Octo. Now, if you saw the Jumbo Octo, you know I make smaller versions of it. It's called the Octopus Frenzy. It was my cornflower one. That one sold for $15. I don't think I ever showed you guys. I made a crab, and I sold him for $15. And the story behind it was really sweet. The lady was another vendor at the show. And we got to talking, just you know, BSing. And she saw it and she's like, is this a crab? I said, yeah, I'm a Cancer, so I had to make a crab. She goes, I'm taking it. And the story she told me was so sweet. Her dad has just passed this past September, and she used to call him Krabby. So she's like, I have to take it. I said, by all means. So I sold Krabby for $15. Next up was one of my larger mini octos, if you will. I sold him for $10. One of my garden snakes, if you've seen the little garden snakes that are about this long that I've made, I gave one away to this kid who came over to me to buy my mini octos. But right before he came to my table, his mom came around. She was a vendor, and she makes juices, health juices. And she was giving away bottles to the other vendors, asking if we wanted to take one. So I got one for Michael. Michael loves juicing. So he got I got him a bottle of this. It was, I think, kiwi, apple, celery, and a couple other things. It's in the fridge. I don't feel like getting up, so sorry. So when her kid came back and asked for 3 octos, I said, was that your mom that just gave me the juice? He's like, yeah. So I gave him a garden snake for free, just, you know, just for being, you know, good people. So that would have been $5 right there, which is fine. Like I said, I sold the Jumbo Octo, the primary dot one with the blue. That was $40. I sold my Easter Chubby Chick for $10. That was the only Easter item that sold. All those Easter items I made in this past week, and that was the only thing that sold. So I now have several bunnies and another chick that I have to figure out what to do with. And like I said, I sold mini octos. I actually sold 4 of them. So happy with that. My total altogether was $110, minus my booth fee, which was $35. So technically I came out with about $75 because Square is probably going to take out $1 and change. So we'll round it up. We'll say $75 is what I made for profit today. Now, I know it's not a lot, but it's better than what I walked in with. I have, you know, if you take it from zero, $75, that's a bill. That's a dinner with Michael. That's, you know, another trip to Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You didn't hear that. So, so again, for my first show of the year, I'm not mad at it. Again, it could have been better, but it is what it is. All in all, this was for a good cause. This was a Easter craft show with a pancake breakfast, and the Easter Bunny came and visited the kids. So all in all, it was not a bad show, not the best show, but you know, you get them every once in a while. Her ad was nice. I showed you the ad, and you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I think this was only their second year, and they were raising money to keep the ambulance company going. It's an all-volunteer ambulance company, and, you know, they need all the help they can get. So, yeah, I'm glad I was able to help out with that. All right, guys, so that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I couldn't get more video. Hopefully my next show, which is May the 2nd, I believe it is. Hopefully it's a little bit better, so we'll see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on Wednesday, hopefully. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Make sure you go follow. It is literally 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I already took a nap because I was so tired from today. But I'm about to go back to bed. I am tired. So make sure you go visit Janie. Her information is down below. If you have any comments or concerns or questions, please be sure to let me know. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. I will talk to you again on Wednesday. And I thank you for joining me. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.